Good morning, as a matter of fact. Buenos dias, buenos tardes, buenos noches, depending on where in the world you are joining me from. Soy Illuminati. Esta es la Crypto and Cognac podcast. How are you guys? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Feliz Dia de la Pizza. Happy Bitcoin Pizza Day to you and yours. And welcome to another episode of the Crypto and Cognac podcast show. As always, live every Thursday, 7 p.m. sharp Atlantic Standard Time, right here on YouTube. And you know, if I'm here, Hennessy is here. Of course, we're in the middle of the playoffs, so we're going to be continuing to consume some Hennessy VS by LeBron James. Unfortunately, the King is no longer in the playoffs, but we're going to continue to watch some NBA basketball. Anyhow, I don't know if you could see it here, but I have the NBA Hennessy basketball ice as well. I have the ice mold. So, cheers. Happy Bitcoin Pizza Day to you. Happy brand new Bitcoin all-time high day to you. Today is a day to celebrate, not a day to be yapping and talking about nonsense. We are going to just enjoy what the good Lord Satoshi has given to us. First of all, shout out to oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Shout out to Laszlo, who in 2010 was able to purchase 2 Papa John pizzas for 10,000 BTC. All of you guys who understand the value of 10,000 BTC are thinking this guy must have been crazy, because that 10,000 BTC today is worth over $1 billion US. But had he not, then there may be no 111,000 Bitcoin price today. As a matter of fact, that transaction, that Bitcoin, that BTC for pizza, is widely considered to be the first real world economic transaction using Bitcoin. It set a standard for the real world market value of BTC. Back then, in 2010, on the 22nd of May 2010, that 10,000 BTC was roughly worth $41. So for everybody who thinking, man, that man should have keep that BTC, back in 2010, what you was doing with $41? Why you didn't buy 10,000 BTC back in 2010 for $41? You see how nonsensical it is, right? Because at that point, that's what it was worth, right? As a matter of fact, it wasn't even worth that. Until he bought it, it was worth nothing. Nada, squat, diddly, nothing. So until he put an economic value, a real world economic value to BTC, there was no value. So every year on the 22nd of May, we in the crypto world celebrate Laszlo for taking that step. We're going to shout out his kids too, because they was probably hungry. They was probably harassing their dad, who was a programmer back then, dabbling in the Bitcoin, dabbling in the crypto, for pizza. And he posted on a Cyberpunk chat line that, you know, he would be willing to trade 10,000 BTC for 2 pizzas. A guy all the way across the pond, his name is slipping me now as well, he decided that he was going to take him up on the offer. So he called a Papa John's near Laszlo's house, arranged with them for payment. and arranged to have the pizzas sent across to Laszlo's house, and Laszlo then sent him the BTC. And here we are 15 years later, $111,000 per BTC. We briefly went up to $111,980 for a BTC earlier today, as a matter of fact, a few hours ago. And we are in uncharted territories. Bitcoin continues to climb to new all-time highs. We are in price discovery range. We don't know when it's going to stop. And you know what's the crazy thing is, the Google searches around crypto, the Google searches around Bitcoin have not even gone crazy yet. So where are we going to stop? Nobody knows. As always, if things start getting too scary for you, you are probably too over invested, and maybe you should take some profits off the table, right? Is now the time to be jumping in? I think there's never a bad time to buy BTC. It all depends on how long you're going to hold for. It all depends on what your goals are. It all depends on what your time horizon is. It all depends on what your risk appetite is. And with that said, I jumped ahead because I was excited, but time to pull it back, time to reel it in, time to do some housekeeping. As always, I am not a financial advisor. This is not a financial advisory podcast. Nothing that I share here today, tomorrow, or any other day should be misconstrued as financial advice, right? Don't do it, right? It's all about information, conversation, education. At times, we could get a little bit entertaining, but it is not for financial advice. Remember, do your own research. Remember, don't invest more than you can afford to lose. Remember that no matter what, the cool, handsome podcaster guy tells you, you have to do your own research and figure things out for yourself, right? So, with that said, we are going to celebrate. I mean, I'm not having anything more special, because if I keep opening a bottle for every time Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, especially with us in price discovery, I will be at Naughty Grape every single minute of the day. So for all of us who stuck it out, who held strong when things weren't looking so good a few months ago, it feels like about a few years ago, but it was just a couple of weeks ago when everybody was saying things crashing, things going to hell. You know, tariffs were wrecking markets all over the world. And we said, you know what, guys, I believe that we're still going to be here. Like I said, my target is end of July. I've kind of pushed that a little bit back to September just because of how the year has gone. But from end of July, I'm going to be looking at the market like a hawk, trying to figure out when to take some stuff off the table. If the market gets overheated, if people start getting greedier than I expect, I'm going to start doing what I have to do and wait for the bear market to re-up again. So you can hold over the whole period. I don't think anybody has ever lost holding Bitcoin for a period of 4 years or more. So if that's your goal, get it done. Time in the market always beats timing the market. We never know when it's going to happen. Don't overextend yourself. And we're seeing more and more every day. Texas just approved their Bitcoin accumulation fund. A few other states are on the move. We're seeing more and more institutional investors come on board. We're seeing Jamie Dimon changing his tune in terms of what him and Morgan Stanley are going to be doing around Bitcoin. And it comes back to what I say every single week, every single time. Adoption is inevitable. So, know what you're doing, right? Know what you're doing. The information is free, right? Like Stevie says, if you can't afford to cop it all at once, DCA, dollar cost average, buy when it's up, buy when it's down, buy when it's up, buy when it's down, buy when it's up and up, buy when it's down and down. Every week, every day, every month, same amount all the time, just dollar cost average in. Over time, you're going to benefit from the highs, you're going to benefit from the lows, and over time, you're going to see your investment do well, right? Again, time in the market often beats timing the market. Some people going to get it right, and you're going to hear about them, and they're going to talk about, the guy who invested $8 and turned it into $100 million. But that's not real for most people, right? Most people invest $100,000 and end up with $8, right? Because they get greedy, because they get reckless, and they get wrecked. So go pour yourself a drink, grab yourself a slice of pizza, and let's celebrate Laszlo and Bitcoin Pizza Day 2025. New all-time high, the highest we've ever been. And it feels like we're not looking back. So shout out to the whole Crypto Caribbean family, the whole community, Stevie, George, Onika, Keish, Steven, Steph, Anil, Nooms, Twilly, everybody. Illuminati, out. We're doing it quick and easy today. Quick and dirty. Yeah? So stay blessed, guys. See you all next week. Enjoy.